Hare Krishna. Welcome to Tax Guru YouTube channel. And first of all, Happy New Year to all of you. This is CA Rohanar Pingre, practicing chartered accountant based in Mumbai, also partner in Motilal and Associates LLP, member firm of Marks Network. So today, a special video on a topic where we are going to discuss legality of issue of GST notice, GST show cause notice for multiple financial years. So let's dive into it. Let me allow to share my screen. Yes, so legality of issuing a single GST notice for multiple financial years. This session deals with a very practical and litigation-oriented issue faced by members. That is the issuance of a single GST show cause notice covering multiple financial years. With increasing audits, DGGI investigations, and intelligence-based audits, such notices have become what common. So understanding their legality helps members protect taxpayers' rights and frame strong procedural defense. So let's start with it. Let's understand background of the issue. Single show cause notice covering multiple financial years, common in audit and investigations, driven by administrative convenience and leads to legal challenges. So officers often issue one consolidated notice covering 3 to 5 financial years on issues like classifications, valuation, ITC, or exemption. So while convenient for the department, such notices raise what? Serious questions of limitation, natural justice, and statutory compliance, which members must carefully evaluate. Statutory Framework. Section 73 and 74 governs the demand proceedings. Limitation prescribed year-wise. Tax liability crystallized independently for each financial year. Each year constitutes a separate cause of action. This is what a statutory framework we had. Means GST law doesn't treat tax liability as a continuous block. Each financial year is a self-contained unit. Demand, limitation, computation, and even intent in fraud cases must be examined independently for each financial year. Let's understand limitation timeline. Limitation timeline year-wise. Separate annual return due dates, we all know. Separate limitation clock. No common limitation period, and each financial year is an independent unit. So this slide is usually explains what a limitation cannot be clubbed. Very important. Limitation cannot be clubbed. For every financial year, limitations begins with the due date of the annual return of that year. For every financial year, limitation begins with the due date of the annual return of that year. A consolidated notice where it issued may therefore be partly time barred even if valid for 1 year. Means very important to understand. A consolidated notice may therefore be what? Partly time barred even if valid for 1 year. So it is very important to understand this part. Let's see key legal aspect with respect to limitation. Limitation linked to annual return of each financial year. Extended limitation must be justified separately. One notice cannot override multiple limitation periods. Common issue doesn't mean common limitation. So even if the issue is identical, the department must independently justify extended limitation for each year. Means even if the issue is identical, the department what needs to be done is independently justify the extended limitation for each year. Suppression or willful misstatement cannot be presumed across multiple years. Suppression or willful misstatement cannot be presumed across the multiple years merely because one year survives scrutiny. Next, let's understand principles of natural justice. Notice must be clear and unambiguous. Clubbing years may cause what? Vagueness. Effective opportunity of defense must be given, means must be diluted because of the one single notice. Courts insist on year-wise clarity, means courts already insisting that the year-wise clarity needs to be there. So natural justice is a constitutional safeguard given to us. A taxpayer must know exact allegations, facts, and computation year wise. Means we that it is a taxpayer rights to know exact allegation, facts, and computation year wise. Okay, clubbing years often leads to what? Vague notices, and which courts in the litigation disapprove it. So very important. Flow of GST demand proceeding. Let's understand that also. Audit, investigation, show cause notice issuance, adjudication, and then if required, appeal or rate. This flow of demonstrates that what show cause notice is the foundation. Show cause notice is the foundation of what entire proceeding which is held on that particular part. So any defect at this stage, especially limitation or vagueness, can vitiate the entire chain of proceedings, means it can become a void ab initio also. So that is the core, is that the show cause notice is the foundation of the entire proceedings, and any defect at that stage, especially limitation and vagueness, can vitiate the entire chain of the proceedings. Let's see judicial approach. What is the judicial approach regarding this particular thing? Year-wise limitation compliance is examined. Mechanical consolidation is discouraged. Substance of notice is scrutinized. And administrative convenience is not decisive. Means what? Courts do not ban consolidated notices outright till the date, but they strictly examine whether statutory safeguards are respected or not. Mechanical or convenience driven notices face high risk of being quashed at the litigation at the court. Means still they are not banning the consolidated notices outright, but they are strictly examining. It's good. They are strictly examining whether statutory safeguards are respected. Means mechanical or convenience driven notices face what? High risk of being quashed. So this is what a diagrammatic presentation I have done. So single year versus year wise. So it's a light green shows you the single notices, and dark green shows you the year wise. So this chart clearly shows what the consolidated notices are what risky. That is the light green part. If you see at every risk, the exposure for single notices is high compared to year wise notices. That is limitation risks, litigation risks, and natural justice risks also. From litigation strategy perspective, such notices provide strong procedural grounds for challenge at adjudication or rate stage. So this is what the diagrammatical presentation I have prepared for better understanding. Let's understand now best practices and members advisory. Prefer issuing what? Year-wise notices. Means we need to push the department or need to ask them to prefer issuing year-wise notices. If consolidated, if you have no anything option, then segregate the facts and demand financial year-wise, or we can demand them to give the facts and demand financial year-wise to understand better. Independently test limitation for each year we need to carry on. Challenge the omnibus notices causing the prejudice. Means members should not accept the consolidated notices at face value if it is received. We always have to dissect them year wise. compute the limitations separately, and identify the procedural lapses wherever if any. Procedural grounds often succeed even when merits are debatable. Okay, so we need to see that. And now we are moving to our conclusion part for the particular topic today. Single notice for multiple financial year is not per se illegal. When they are not, court is not outrighting banning it. Validity depends on the limitation, drafting, and fairness. Validity depends on what? Limitation, drafting, and fairness. Members must evaluate notice critically. We need to use our expertise whenever a notice such a notice if we received, we need to use our expertise and experience. So procedural safeguards are decisive in litigation. So key takeaway is legality of a single GST notice covering multiple financial years depends on how it is drafted and justified. We need to must safeguard statutory rights of the taxpayer first and use our procedural discipline as a powerful defense tool. Means we need to be very, very careful and see at the beginning of the stage once we receive this notice if any footfalls if there, if any. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for patient hearing. Please note down my contact numbers. If you have any observations, suggestions, queries, then do let me know. The number is available on WhatsApp too. You can comment below the video also. If you have not yet subscribed Tax Guru YouTube channel, then do subscribe for it for latest updates and videos like this. So stay tuned to the Tax YouTube channel. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon. Hare Krishna.